What's up, everyone, and welcome to Dude Let's Chat. Prophet Ice here for the finale, a two-episode finale for the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. How are you doing this evening, Ice?
Well, last week I was sick. I'm still a little sick, but I feel
Oh,
phenomenal.
you look phenomenal,
And
buddy.
thank you,
I'm loving the room setup. You were talking about it
thank
earlier, but
you.
I do want to note that it's very nice, very homely. I too am trying to sit up, show a little more appreciation, try not to slump as much. I want to be here for everybody with it, especially at the end of one of the best freaking anime arcs, in my opinion, the Thousand Year Blood War, second core. Oh, dude. It I mean, bro.
Well, I just want to say, 'cause I missed last week's, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to give I just want to I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I just want to say that the build up and the anticipation of the Squad Zero encounters and whatnot, and what followed after that, I'm like, bet, bet.
Bro, bro. Yeah. Obviously, I fell in love. I couldn't stop. I actually rewatched the last episode recently just because, why not? Why not? That was sick. There were some added things, of course, but it is. Uh, so I loved it. I think it was a great way to end it. It is its own, cliffhanger. It's dope. I don't know if you stuck around for the end of the episode where they did
Yeah,
the
I didn't like that.
come
I
on,
hated
bro.
that.
The Soul
I
Reaper's the
hated that.
illustration guide. Come on,
I hated it.
dude.
I'm like, you made a 2 hour special, but I literally only got 30 minutes of content. I mean a 1 hour special, and I only got 30 minutes of content. I
It,
literally the last episode was only like 10 minutes worth of what's going on, and then Cone just takes over.
bro, it was more than that. He had like 8 minutes at the end, okay?
It
Like
was 4 ever.
8 minutes. Like, okay, 22 minutes out of it. Take out about 3 minutes and 30 seconds for the openings and the endings, and 8 minutes from him. And sure, you've got 11 minutes, okay? But it was good. And honestly, I feel it was the right decision to put both episodes then out. Maybe they should have just put the episodes together so it would have felt like 30 minutes plus that little extra at the end.
Mm.
I could see that. But the fact is, if they would have just put out the first episode and then followed up with this episode for 10 minutes, then Cohen, how pissed would you have been next week? Like, come on, bro.
No. I feel like that's why they did the 2 episodes, because they know if that was the last episode, I would have been
hmm
like,
mm,
"What we
mm.
doing here? What we doing
What are we
here?"
doing here? I mean, I'll give you that. It's not even golden. I will say the last bit of it, the absolute last bit of it, I was like, this is great and all, but there's just a bunch of floating avatar bubbles talking.
Mm.
So that's not it. It's not the same as the old ones where they were actually drawn out and it had the style of the anime. It's a nice good slapstick that you've missed. And yeah. But I was happy to see it come back. It tells me that Golden may come back, and I'm hoping Core 3 has some Don Kanoji action. Like it would be great for us to I actually look forward to some of the filler that we might be able to see. Karakura Riser coming back again. That would be dope. Seeing Don Kanoji, seeing what Kari and Yuzu are doing. I mean, I'm down for that because they're gonna need it. Honestly, we're at a really pivotal point in the story and I mean, come on. They're going to have to put something in there. So either we're going to get a lot of fluffer scenes, if not filler scenes, or they're going to have to bring back Don Kanoji. Oh, I cannot wait, dude.
I would like to see like an update on him, even though like I did like him a little bit. Then when he became more frequent within the series, because like most animes in that time just needed their fillers. They needed him to hit their quota on fillers.
I mean,
But
I mean,
I'm not opposed to it. But I want to talk about the actual episode itself,
let's
though.
go, let's go, let's go. I mean,
Like the two
we'll start with the
episodes.
last first. It's just like a stuffed crust pizza. Flip it around. We'll
Yeah.
start with the ending.
Well, to get to stick with how you like to do it. What did I think about it? First off,
Yeah,
there we go.
I figured.
Top
I figured.
notch, high
Top
quality.
notch.
because what I loved about it is the fact that it's one of those I got you, no I got you, no I got you, no I got you, like like you know. Okay, so I had this fear because they have Uryu and the other guy acting so cash, right? They're just like Uryu's always cool, calm, and collected, just so I'm like, man, don't let him automatically get like super OP and could go to toe with Squad Zero because even Ichigo couldn't go toe to toe with Squad Zero. Like he struggled with them. So I'm like, please don't make it seem like these dudes could just come in here and just like wipe them out. And then of course they did. Squad Zero did their thing. The dude had to make that dude couldn't put his sword in the sheath because it was so sharp.
I love that. I
Like he had
still
to
love
put it
that.
in a gelatin, and that I thought that was metal as hell, dude. And it was like it's like he was saying it's so good that it's bad to where I couldn't send it down.
Yeah, he said it's an imperfect, it's a flawed sword, a sword that cuts
Yeah,
too well. It's like,
yeah. Like it's too good, it's bad.
hmm
you know.
yeah, man.
And then like him doing what he has to do, and then of course, oh, I can never pronounce his name. The main Quincy, what's his name?
Yavaka or Yahavak,
Yavak, Yahavak, whatever his name is.
not
You
Yahweh.
know, Yahweh.
I mean, like that.
um,
I mean,
but like Squad Zero's wiping the floor with them, and then he does the ultimate sacrifice and literally drains everybody of their life force. And
bro.
and they're like, people are getting like the quiz like, how can it be? And like I saw that coming. I didn't know it was gonna happen that way, but you knew he didn't care about them. Like he just had his one goal in mind, right?
Mhm.
But seeing that and them coming up like now they're cocky and arrogant and homeboy gets shot multiple times and no, and just to go back when a girl gets shot in the head and it gets her body crushed up and they're like, oh, it's easy, then all of it was just an illusion. I'm like, hard, hard, bro. And they get the little angel wings thinking they're all that, and of course again they get Squad Zero's like, oh no, everyone get up. Let's show them our real power now. And
Mhm.
apparently, like they sealed their true power because it'll shake the earth of some
Mhm.
sort. And then
And
the girl
that's
just does her bankai and turns them all into fabric. I'm like, that bankai is tight, bro. I think it's sick.
And that Bankai is also anime exclusive. So, like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, them getting up and doing all this stuff, that was not a part of the story, at least not to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, call me out in the comments, but I haven't read it. I have not read it today. I meant to go back and see it just but I was like, nope, pretty sure a lot of controversy came from the manga around this time because it was like, oh, cool, Squad Zero, they're finally gonna do something together. And they get like 8 chapters of starting stuff and then getting wrecked once the angel wings come out. It's like, oh yeah, so I'm glad to see that. I think that the whole presentation was fantastic. It was just, it was, it was great. It was great.
Yeah,
Ichibē though, dude, like, what do you think about that, dude?
Ichibei
Like,
is
that is,
that dude is a stud, bro. Like, bro, and you know the main Quincy guy. I can't say his name. I'm just gonna call him the main Quincy guy, the leader.
the leader.
Getting his
Yahavak.
getting his arrogance, something like stealing his bankai or his sword. Thinking it's all that. He's like, oh no, like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Everything black that gives off black
All
belongs to
black,
me. And then,
all everything. My president is black. Like I
like,
love
dude,
Ichibē.
and then he just wipes him down, takes away his name, and just literally stomps him out. And then,
Y'all.
I mean, granted, do I think that's the end? Of course not, because Ichigo needs an enemy to fight. So,
That's
of
fair. That's
course,
fair.
of course, some way, somehow, he's gonna find a way to be like, oh, this, I planned ahead for this also. Like I'm Batman, I planned for everything. But just to see that though, and also, take away his voice to where, yeah, he has to literally puncture his throat to give himself his voice again. I mean, it's pretty sick, and the fact that they show the the first encounter. of them talking. And then I finally got what I wanted. I wanted to see what the Soul King looked like, and it's literally just a slab of a slab of meat inside a crystal that's just sitting there.
Yep. Welcome to the real
And
world.
that, and yeah, and that's his son, because he said that it's his father.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, like
So his
so
father and like
yeah.
is this a whole God and the devil? You know this whole thing.
Uh no, cuz there is hell. So
Well, he
ultimately,
wasn't. He wasn't Waco Mundo,
Quaco Mundo isn't
and he
hell.
no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Waco. So here's the interesting part. The Soul King is what created humanity, souls, Quincy's, and Hollows. Like it is what it is. But Hell is a completely different verse that holds just the dastardly. We saw it early on in Bleach, if you remember the guy, the bird. He's trapped the soul of a kid in the bird, and he chases it as a hollow and kills
Oh
anyone.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
when we
yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah.
Hell, but that's different entirely.
Yeah.
There's a whole movie for that. Definitely not canon, but definitely should be. It was really good. And yeah, dude, like Hell is a completely different verse. I wouldn't know where it plays into this. That's Kubo's design. But
Mhm.
bro, it was this is definitely sick. I loved both episodes. I am sad because I really like the opening of this, and so of course I had to watch the last opening all the way through. Like, there it is, just like I'm looking forward to everything coming in the next season. Ichibē, obviously Bay, freaking just everything about that
Oh,
fight.
and one thing I want to say that I thought was kind of metal too. It was like first you say my name casually, you invade the Soul Kingdom, and now you invade a member of Squad Zero. Like who?
How
Like the
foolish are
audacity,
you? Yeah,
the audacity.
the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this Quince. Like it is just
Yeah.
it's perfect. Okay,
Mhm.
I love Ichibē, and you'll learn more. You'll learn more as it goes on. It was definitely a good episode, even with the added things. I love it all. And the fact that they got as far as they did, I did not expect it to end there, if I'm being honest. But I'm down with it. That was definitely a great place to end it. And so
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to next season. This is, of course, just a review of these last two episodes. We want to see about collaborating with Work in Progress one more time as we all come together and just talk about the season as a whole, the core, if you will. And so look forward to that in the future. Let's hit the final thoughts, man. I mean, what did you think about that ending? Truly, what did you think about the ending? Final thoughts.
I thought it was great. I mean, like I said, Ichigo has to be the guy that beats the boss. So like that. I think that's one thing I like about animes and or just anything that has like a main hero is that no one else can have the spotlight. So though I'm seeing all this, the Quincy leaders getting his cheeks clapped. I know it's only for show.
Mm.
Like because he's gonna do his thing and Ichigo's gonna be the one that fights him and beats him or whatever. At least that's my prediction. I could be wrong. There are some twists and turns that I may not know, but I think I'm pretty spot on in that regard.
That's
Um,
fair.
but it is nice seeing other Soul Reapers that are like very powerful. Like granted, we've seen other Soul Reapers and their power, and you're like, oh, that dude's awesome. But then Ichigo, whoever comes up and like, yeah, you're good for that
Just
two
slaps
episode
him.
arc. Yeah, you're good for that
Like,
2 episode arc. And this one, it kind of does that all within the same episode. Like they're hey, like the Soul Reapers show they're powerful. The Quincy's come back and like, no, we got an ace up our sleeve, and gets them pinned or gets them pinned. Then like, oh no, like we had this like we haven't even seen our full power yet, and it goes back to them. Just a whole bunch of hot potato, right?
mhm.
So, but it's done so well, I don't mind it. Like literally the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, oh snap, oh snap, and that's what counts, and that's what matters.
I
So
agree.
with it being the final, I am happy that Bleach is back.
It's definitely done so Well, guys and girls, you know what I like, and it is Bleach. I'm looking forward to the next core. We'll talk more on that later. These episodes, fantastic. Chef's kiss. I'm glad they fleshed out more of Squad Zero. I'm glad we
Mhm.
got to see a lot more interaction. I'm really,
Oh,
really looking forward to. Oh, what's
I,
up,
I,
buddy?
I want to say I want to ask you a question. I was gonna ask you this earlier, but I forgot until you just mentioned that. So you're an avid manga reader, and
Hmm.
I feel like you are, right? Would
Oh
you say
yeah,
you're an avid manga reader? Right. Okay.
manga, manga
So
nowadays. Yeah.
like I've always heard, they took this out, they'll take that out, like a lot of manga things, like a lot of mangas and animes that go hand in hand for the most part. The main complaint I always hear, this wasn't there, this wasn't there, this wasn't there. Would you say this is like the first anime that does the opposite, where they're showing things that weren't in the manga and the anime?
It's not the first one. If people remember in the My Hero Academia the last season, they were doing a little bit of that, especially when they got to Tartarus. However, it was definitely necessary here. And sadly, though they are adding a lot of stuff, and that is great, there are some things they cut out of the manga itself. Now, some of it you can kind of tell why they would. It's like, okay, it wouldn't have really made much sense because it was just going to lead up to everybody wanting to fight each other at some point. Like there were some things that were changed up just a bit, but ultimately, yeah, a lot of this is just in there. They do add a few more things for a bit of a fluffer, a bit more on the battles and the scenes and stuff. And to be honest, it needed that. I think we all agree with that. It needed this. It needed more fights for this because a Thousand Year Blood War, it's not controversial, but it did have this split and diverse opinion on it because a lot of people like myself it's like, no, I just love it because it's Bleach. I love we're getting more into the Quincy's, we're seeing more of this. It feels completely different. It's awesome. And then of course there was that split of yeah, but we're like jumping from place to place. It's literally fight of the week. I think something Brent had said once, fight of the week. It's like it has to be, it is kind of like that. It's like you see some people fighting a bit and then it moves to another one, another one, another one, and then it doesn't resolve. And this we're seeing more resolve, more lead up, more action, more drama, more storytelling. So I really do like it. I hope they continue it, and let's look at what the
And
future holds, man.
and last I checked, from what you mentioned, they've showed two Bankai anime exclusives.
Yep. Yep. And I could be wrong. In fact, I'll call myself out in the description if I am, but I was like, nope, I am almost certain we didn't get any of that. So it is like I feel I would have remembered an amazing Bonkai like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
Well,
I don't
I want to mention one more thing, not
what's up?
not regarding this anime. I know we're about to close it out, so
Yeah, yeah.
guys, like Drew said, we're probably gonna do one more video for Bleach, but
Hmm.
look out because I'll give you a hint of a new series we're gonna start. I'll give you a little hint. I'm not saying nothing, Juice. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just giving a little hint right now. But look for something in the future with in the same format as this about something else. Don't look anywhere.
Yep.
Like there's not a hint anywhere.
Let me
It's
tell
a
you, let me tell you.
surprise.
Also look forward to some announcements as to how we're going to do the fall 2023 leading into the winter. Just look out for that. We're going to probably restructure some things, obviously bring you some more anime content, see what we're going to do. Look forward to that in the future. You know who we are. We're Dude Let's Chat. You're already here. We talk games, movies, and all things in between. Find us here or on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Dude Let's Chat, and of course, all of your favorite podcasting platforms. We've been a little shy on that, but once we get done with the finale and our last meetup with hopefully work in progress to talk about the season, the finale as a whole, we're going to be putting all of our stuff up on podcast for you to listen to. So look forward to that. Till next time, everyone, stay happy, stay healthy, stay beautiful.